Hello again, Internet. I did something. Yep, this right here. It is a double stand for 55-gallon fish tanks and a hood to go along with it. Now, I have been fielding a lot of questions online lately in some of the groups I belong to, where people are asking, how do I move a fish tank? How do I move my big fish tank? How do I do this? I'm only going a few feet, yada yada yada. Well, I'm going to show you how I do things. This is my driftwood storage tank, or live wood storage tank. I think I've showed it to you folks before in the past. Okay. It's just full of driftwood and a bunch of guppies to keep my bio base going. I had pipe dreams of making this an ancestress tank, and yes, I'm going to clean the top off. I moved a 20-gallon with feeder crayfish out of the bottom there. Those are for monster fish, but I don't get into that too awful much, but some friends of mine do. Now, I've got the python in here and I've got her draining, and I will drain her down as far as she'll go with the driftwood in it. And then I'll take the wood out and I will move it into a deep sink where I am currently draining the python into. And we will go from there. And I will show you how I move a big tank. And I'll probably have somebody help me with the actual moving of it, just to be on the safe side. If you saw yesterday's video, it was all about replacing the center brace on a 55-gallon tank. Well, that 55-gallon tank is the same as this 55-gallon tank. Some people say, well, why did you build a new stand? Why didn't you just put it down there? I didn't put it down there because the height of a 55-gallon, this stand was made for a 40-gallon down below. And if I put a 55 on there, the 55s are 20.5 inches tall. And if you look right there, 20.5 inches, if you got 22.5 inches of clearance, that gives you 1 inch. 1 inch of space right there to get fish in and out. And water. Do your water changes. 1 inch of space. The siphon on my python is 2 inches. It just doesn't work. So I built this stand over here, which I already showed you here, and it's got 30 inches of clearance for my bottom tank. The bottom tank will still sit the same height off the floor as it would in the middle stand. It'll still sit the same height off the floor, but I will have much more room to get fish in, fish out, decor in, decor out, because like I said, there's a reason I keep all this extra driftwood and live wood around. There are times I just can't make up my mind, and I switch things out all the time. So, you guys are coming along for the ride today. We'll see you when this is drained. Back at you here. Now, I have removed all of the wood, the driftwood, the live wood, rocks. All the fish have been moved temporarily out of this tank. I removed a good chunk of the gravel, 5 gallons of it, and there's probably a couple of gallons left in there. But now I'm going to line this new stand up with this old stand. And the biggest complication comes in when I move the tank from the top of the old stand into the bottom of the new stand. It's going to be a little tight, but we'll do it. I'll be back at you in a couple of minutes. Now, my daughter Cheyenne has disgruntledly agreed to help me move this fish tank.
I was working on my paper.
Okay, really, really carefully. slide the back end off the edge of the stand. So you can get your fingers in between the tank and go up real quick. Go in with your end, son. Okay, right there. That's good enough for now. And let go of me. Now, grab the other end of this stand and we'll just haul it out of the way. Just far enough so we can, here we go. Now, very important that you use your knees and your legs, the muscles in your legs and your knees, when you go down with this heavy tank, because if you don't, you could hurt your back. And I'm a past expert at hurting my back. Okay, grab it just like this. The top is very well secured. Straight down.
Oh boy.
And we caught a dog. Slide it straight back. Okay. And that's the easy way to move that tank into place. Now we have one more tank. One more tank. We'll be right back. Just won't breathe real deep in there. And slide it up a bit. And we need to grab the hood. Excuse me. There we are. And that's that. Two tanks safely moved and now in place. See if I can get a broader shot of the tanks themselves. Now I just can't wait to get them filled up with water. Talk at you guys later. Well, it seems like we got a little bit of a problem. Nothing too awful big, nothing we can't fix. We got the stand all set up and got the canopy on it, but the problem comes in right here. The tank does not meet, like the bottom tank, doesn't meet at the corners or across the front. Is this a huge problem? No, it's not a huge problem. We can fix it. And I've got the piece of material to fix it right here. Piece of 1/2-inch foam board. Now, I'm gonna have to take the tank off of the stand, cut the piece to fit, cut a little border that I can screw on all the way around. I got plenty of room, just to hide the ugliness of that raw edge there. But we'll get her done and get back at you in a few minutes. Here we are with our foam board cut, ready to be placed. I cut it the same exact size as the bottom of the tank, and I built a little lip and stained it to go around to hide this ugly edge. Something I couldn't do with the 150, if you remember, because that's sitting on a dresser. So it was kind of hard for me to convince the wife to allow me to cut holes in the, or drill holes in the top of the dresser. But if you look, it fits in here just nice and neat, and we'll set the tank back in there, and it should hold just fine. It'll crush out enough to redistribute the weight of the water a 55 gallon tank at 8.4 pounds per gallon. We'll just round it to 60 times 8, so 6 to 12, 480 pounds plus another 50 pounds for the tank. We're talking 530, 550 pounds, just rough ballpark figures. And this will hold that. If you recall, the 150 is also sitting on the same stuff. And 150 gallon weighs 3 times as much as a 55 gallon. And that piece of foam under the 150 is distributing the weight just fine, crushing out where it needs to, and I haven't had any problems with that. So I feel very confident that a little bit of deviation that we had with the tank sitting on this stand is going to be corrected by the foam. The foam will crush out in all the right places. So let's put the tank back and see what we have from there. Now, the telltale. We got a good bubble there. Take a look. See where our bubble's at. It's telling me that she's gonna more than likely settle down just perfect. And we'll check the bubble on the front here, and we've got a good bubble centered up in the front. If you recall, I just replaced the center brace that was broken out of this tank in my last video, and it's been approximately 48 hours so far. They say that the silicone is cured in 24 hours. I put in thicker beads, so I'm giving it some extra time. But I always overkill because I would rather wait a little bit longer, just like quarantining fish. You're going to have these fish for their lifetime, hopefully, and if you rush getting them into your tank, or you rush to put water in your tank that you just resealed, why risk it? This tank's going to be set up in this same spot for many, many years to come. What's an extra couple of days when you're talking about years of enjoyment? So I always wait just a little bit extra time. It kills me to do it, but it gives me the peace of mind knowing that it's completely set and I'm not going to risk having a blowout, which I've had in the past. If you look back at a couple of my videos, the one time for a bit of honesty, I blew out my 150 gallon tank just shortly after setting it back up, after it blew out before. So I'm not perfect, never claimed to be, but I learned my lesson there, and I won't do that again. I'm going to spend a little extra time waiting, making sure everything is right the first time, and hopefully I won't have to repeat. So now it's time to get the canopy back on her and take a look at her and make sure she's looking all good. We've got her leveled, we've got her set in place. Let's go get that canopy and put it in place. And there she sits. Now, I did film the building of this standing canopy because I wanted to share it with you folks, but due to some technical difficulties, all that footage was lost. It may be somewhere in limbo on the hard drive or something, but as of right this second, I have no idea where it is. So maybe I'll have to build another canopy. Give me an excuse to get another tank. How's that sound, guys? But I just ordered some LED lights for this machine. Hopefully they come in the next couple of days and I can install them in this hood. And tomorrow we're going to water test her. See what she looks like. And until then, folks, I will see you. I just dropped my cane. See you guys on the flip side, eh?